Hey Moses, how are you today?
Yeah, not too bad, Simon. How are you doing?
Going good, going good.
That's good.
Hey, I've been thinking about the word discipline, and I'd like to know, what do you think about when you hear the word discipline?
Discipline. All I can think of is when I was a little boy and I'd get into trouble a lot. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, I could see that happening, Pastor Moses, but
Yeah.
I'm wondering, is there anything else that, maybe comes to mind when you think about discipline?
Well, thinking about it further, I reckon discipline could deal with something to do with someone who might be in charge, someone who has to give orders or commands. I guess it's probably a little bit more about self-control. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think that word self-control makes it a bit of sense as well, having discipline and self-control. While we all think about discipline, and I guess the word kind of has its own baggage and that kind of thing, and perhaps for different reasons we might see it in a different context, in the land of Pathfinders, or in the world of Pathfinders, really it's all about trying to help our Pathfinders to develop good characters.
Yeah.
And so it's important as leaders, that we actually have discipline as we run our clubs, because that's going to help our Pathfinders to develop self-control and skills and character and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So that's important. While we all come to discipline, or the word discipline, with our own understandings and our own backgrounds and contexts, and sometimes with our own baggage, etc., in the land of Pathfinders, discipline is actually a positive thing. It actually helps Pathfinders to develop their characters. And when I say discipline, you know what I mean by that, hey, Pastor Moses?
Yeah, well, even thinking about it now, even in Pathfindering, there are certain times or situations where your Pathfinder club director might give you some instructions to follow. So, for example, when I was a young boy, our Pathfinder club director used to encourage us to drink our water whilst we were walking, but not to guzzle it down. And the focus was there that if we ever were to get lost, it ensured that we would have only consumed a little bit of water each time. And if we were lost, then we'd have that little bit of extra water instead of drinking it all at once. So those little things just helps you to be a little bit trained and disciplined
Self-control,
in the art of, exactly, the art of self-control.
Yep.
So it's really a good thing. And you're right. I think it sort of looks like it's imposed on us as kids, but it's not really your teachers or your staff trying to be bullies. It's actually trying to develop further things in you as a Pathfinder.
It helps you out.
Yeah, it does.
Yep. That's good.
Okay, so Pastor Simon, the word discipline is actually a word that comes from the Latin word disciplina. And disciplina is another way of saying training. Another related word to that is discipulus, which means also to receive instruction or guidance. So you can sort of see the link between discipline, disciplina, discipulus into disciple. So Simon, Scripture uses that word, doesn't it?
It does. The Bible actually uses the word disciple. I think just the general idea that we're actually called to be disciples of Jesus implies the idea that we should have discipline. Now that, of course, doesn't mean that any sort of discipline goes. I mean, the best sort of discipline, and the sort of discipline that we really need to have in our Pathfinder clubs, of course, is one that's done in a loving, caring, nurturing environment.
Yeah.
It's the right kind of discipline. And of course, in this module, that's what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about discipline and how we can use that in our Pathfinder club. So looking forward to that conversation with you all.